found this video. I looked at the title and I was like, here it goes. Welcome back to another reaction video. I don't even know what to say. I haven't even watched 2 seconds of this and I already know what it's going to be about. But please correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't even remember what I said in that video, so I'm just gonna remake this whole thing. So basically, I wanted to just come on here. I've been trying to make this video for weeks. I just don't know how to start it, and at this point, it's just getting irritating. So no one's gonna save you is basically the gist of this video. I think I'm the prime example of that. That no one's gonna save you as an ex-male censored female woman.
What?
Basically the gist of this video. I think I'm the prime example of that. That no one's gonna save you as an ex-male censored
Ex-male centered.
female.
So you were attracted to men who gave you attention?
Woman. I don't like word female. As an ex-male centered woman, I can tell you that.
Bro, women come up with terminologies every day to justify stupidity. I swear.
I mean, maybe I still am a little bit male centered. I feel like it might not ever leave my brain because I'm just a lover girl. But as someone who has centered her relationships, like, and everything else.
What is the fucking cleavage? Can't you just wear something that covers? I'm wearing a t-shirt. This is called decency. The world is watching you. You're literally seeking attention. But anyway, I'm not trying to be hypocritical or ironic here, but let me listen to what you got to say.
Branches out. Don't ever fucking do that shit, bitch. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. Trying to find security in a man, like security within yourself is what I'm saying. Like trying to like find security and stability in life and you're seeking that in a man, bitch, wrong motherfucking thing to be doing, okay? There are all these people online, right, that are teaching you to find these rich dudes and like how to really fucking do it up and whatever. Why are there, we need more women on here to teach other women to like not go that route, because as fun and lavish and beautiful as that might look, do you guys not know what comes with that as well? As someone who has dated someone who has probably still, I don't know, millions and millions of dollars, like is very successful, can buy anything you want at the cost of them cheating on you. First of all, your physical health, your mental health, it makes you spiral. You're thinking like, am I not good enough? What am I, like, it's just so much. In reality, it's not you, it's them. They have a fucking problem. But being so male-centered that you'll put up with that kind of bullshit just for a bag or a trip or a car maybe, and maybe like you get put up in a fucking apartment that's not even in your name. Like, bro, okay. Wow, what a flex. But we need to be teaching, I think, more young ladies to focus on the goals and the dreams, which I was doing up until
I think she has a valid point in saying that women should absolutely be careful and not pursuing men who have lavish lifestyles, right? Because most of the time they don't really have the kind of characteristics that a wife would seek. Oh god, that stop frame, sorry about that. But I think what she's about to get into is basically trying to explain her past trauma with this specific kind of relationship to justify why her career, if I'm not mistaken, to justify how her career is going to be the most important thing. Which is the wrong approach, but maybe I'm wrong.
Ladies to focus on the goals and the dreams, which I was doing up until I met, I think, this boyfriend of mine that I was with for 4 years that just like completely stripped me of every ounce of self-confidence that I have. And I allowed it, but you know what?
What does that mean, strip you of your self-confidence? What was that self-confidence about? Was your ex-boyfriend the rich guy who told you to do things and you said yes sir because he was a rich guy? Is that what you're talking about? and you only realize that he was stripping your so-called self-confidence when he told you you can't do certain things because I got rules in my place? Or are you actually talking about what you women consider toxic? The ones who didn't care about future, the ones who clearly used you, but you cooperated unwillingly or willingly.
What bad is my villain art?
It's a villain arc.
In the dust. Better than ever. But I will say I was so male centered that I allowed men to be like, I'm gonna get married and he's gonna save me and I'm gonna fucking live my life and it's just gonna be that. Like, it's just not gonna be that. Because it's just not. And I had to really accept that because I come from a family where we're very like tight knit. My parents are still together. We fight all the fucking time, but we're still together. So that's what I mean. It's like I just assumed that that was just like part of it. Like, yeah, you know, you fight and stuff, but not to the extent that I was going. I was really going hard with a lot of the men that I was with because I think, I don't know. Do I think I'm a man? No. But will I let a man bitch me out like I'm a little bitch? No. So I will take up for myself. But anyways, very toxic. So I was always trying to find like the security and like set my like make my foundation with these men that were just clearly not it. And I don't know what attracted me to them, but they all kind of had the same issues. They all did not have a dad. So I don't know if I have like, if you don't have a dad, come to me on my fucking forehead. Just
Yes. Affirmative. You're attracting daddy issues of guys to come to you. I'm not exactly sure how to explain this, but you said that correctly. You're attracting guys who have no fathers. I think I know where this is going, but let's continue.
big ass word. I don't know. Does it say no daddies in this thing?
Okay.
This fool, like, what? I don't know. But they all just come to me. And here I am, little miss, I'll save them. And we're going to, like, you know, waste so much time. I think what such a good time, I'm sure, in LA. A way better time in LA.
Oh, dumpster fire.
Probably not. But I lost friendships because of being male-centered. I've lost opportunities because of being male-centered. I've literally lost weight because of being male-centered. I'm gaining weight. Well, she censored. I have my mental health has depreciated from being male-centered. My pockets disintegrated from being male-centered. So, what are we learning here? To not be male-centered, right? Okay, and to be goal-oriented, like for yourself.
What does that even?
And I thank God that I was still able to, in the midst of being so caught up in the dick and caught up in like this thing about time also, because I'm like, this clock is ticking in my mind, right? I'm like, okay, I have X amount of time to like date someone and then set down the foundation, like a year or two, and then, you know, talk about maybe like getting engaged and then married. And this timeline in your mind is made up timeline in your mind that has been ingrained in your brain since you were like young, from movies, from your parents, whatever. And I'm just like racing against this clock, taking what I can, like they're checking off certain boxes, and it's just like, I'm like, yes, yeah, sure. And I'm just ending up in shittier and shittier and shittier situations and not doing any of the actual work, which was like the internal work, which is what I needed to do.
Okay.
And I needed to figure out, what do I even really want from life? Like, what do I really want to do with myself? Like, what do I even want to leave behind? Like, if I die tomorrow or something, you know? Now I have my son, which I leave behind, which is the biggest accomplishment in the world. Like, I feel so accomplished that I have such a beautiful, smart, and healthy baby, but that's a whole different conversation. But, yeah, being relationship-centered didn't do shit for me. I will say that much. Besides fucking...
All right, let me stop you right there. You're not decentering nobody. Your trauma is too focused on your revisionist history of what happened in your life that you think that by saying, hey, I'm not going to focus on relationships, my life would get better. Look, you're confusing two things here. You're saying that because you get into relationships, you always get hurt. However, you also admitted that for some reason you seem to attract guys who have no fathers. Or the reverse you were trying to say. I'm not even sure what you were saying. Number 3, you had a child. So you obviously made a ton of mistakes. I'm guessing the father's not highly involved in the child's life. Maybe he is. I don't know. You haven't said that yet. But yes, you do need to work on yourself. You can call it whatever, decentering men or some whatever terminology you want to invent. But the reality is, you're not going to be decentering men anytime in your life because you got a child from a man. So obviously you got to focus on having a good relationship with the father of the child. And if you don't, I don't even know what you're trying to say with decentering men, because there's men all around you. The construction workers, power plant operators, the electricians and plumbers, the police officers, the firefighters, etc. So you may want to decenter men from relationships, but the relationships should never leave you, because at the end of the day, all I seem to find out about this video specifically is you want a stable relationship. That's what you want. You may deny it, but the only thing you talk about is how you want to decenter men in relationships. And usually the things that we talk about the most is what we will most want in general. It's the love-hate relationship ideal, right? You hate something so much that you actually begin to love it. I think you're suffering from that.
Made me lose my fucking ass mind. Now, is there a balance? Absolutely. There is a balance. There's 100% a balance. I'm sorry, I just like Edward Scissorhands and I just woke up. There is a balance, but I just didn't find it. I couldn't find it out there. And I think I'm someone that just gets overstimulated very easily, and I need to be in quiet places. Like, I need to live in a slower area because my mind can't keep up.
Okay.
The noises are too much.
You should go to Alaska, lady. You'll have all the peace in the world.
We're stimulated all the fucking time. So I had to just like go home and like reset. So this is my reset year. And I'm just like starting over from scratch. I'm just like, one, focusing on my mental health. I'm so lucky and blessed that I have my family that, and I still have my room here in my parents' house that I can come home with my baby and just like reset and like get my mental health right, because I haven't had a break in 6 years. Like, my brain is fried. I can get the help that I need with this baby. I was alone with the baby pretty much for the first year, almost a little bit. I was like, it was pretty much like 95% me,
okay,
alone, going through postpartum, and then dealing with the newborn. It was a lot. So yeah, I had to come home and like reset and recalibrate and then whatever. And you know what's so crazy? Like, whenever I leave these situations, like, because it's been 3 times, whenever I leave these kind of situations, this is the biggest and drastic one ever, though. This is like an actual life-changing experience. This is why I'm going to document this so in depth and like really just go off, because this was the craziest shit that ever happened in my life. Having a baby and then it not working out and then moving back home to your parents to recoup. Yeah, like that was definitely not something that I expected to happen, but it did. And I'm not like upset about it, but I'm also not like, yay, you know? But as soon as I came back here, I got like the craziest job opportunity. Like, the craziest one. And it's something that I can do, like, that's remote and that is in the realm of like what I've already been doing and what I want to do, and it's with someone that I actually like really adore. So I don't know, the universe always, I think, has a way of showing you that you made the right decision. Like, you might not feel like it's the right decision when you're making it, and it might feel so hard and uncomfortable when you're like going through it. When I tell you that shit was so hard, like packing up all my stuff in LA and like figuring out what I'm doing with it, like, I can go into depth about it like in another video, but when I tell you, when this shit's really uncomfortable and it's really hard and you have absolutely nothing, just know you're gonna get something so beautiful and amazing after, because, I mean, fuck, like there has to be, I mean, it has to be, I mean, yeah, fuck else has to come up with this bullshit. It has to be gorgeous. And this bullshit. I'm telling you, this shit was so fucking ugly. I'm so fucking mad, bitch. But I'm so happy, and I'm glad I made it through and myself, because there were definitely times where I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna jump on this fucking cliff right now. Here I am, and bitch, let's not be male-centered. Let's just focus on what we need to do, okay, bitch? Thank you.
all right, look. She went into way too many tangents, but the only thing that I can picture right now is that She had a lot of failed relationships. One of those relationships was with a multimillionaire, more than likely. She had a child with one of those failed relationships, and I can only assume it's with the multimillionaire guy. It's an assumption. Number three. She is trying to decenter men, specifically from the context of relationships, because she thinks that her trauma with the relationships is the cause of why she is constantly in these toxic relationships. She also mentioned that she seems to be attracting a lot of men who have daddy issues, right? My suggestion is this. You don't have to focus, Kimberly. You don't have to focus on decentering nobody. All you got to focus on, which, by the way, I'm glad you got a decent job and you're enjoying it, is try to have a normal, you could call it a co-worker relationship with the father of the child. Try to get him involved to at least spend time with the child, because at the end of the day, at this point, the child is what matters, right? I understand you're not in good talks or a situation with the father of the child, but at least try to, right? Number two, definitely start eating healthier. Definitely start journaling. Write down your thoughts. Try to understand why you keep attracting the same type of men, right? Because once you do that, you might actually want to get back into the dating game. But at least now you understand that you're not trying to attract the same guys who are so-called having daddy issues. Hope that helps. But let me review your comments. I suspect it's not going to be as pleasant as I think it is. You can have a dad and the sweetest grandpa ever, and they'll still put you through hell on earth. Not to be mean, but she chose the men. Before I even started the video, yes, absolutely. You see, this is the problem with that. Before I started the video, I thought, here's another male bashing video, which technically it is, right? But on the flip side, her issue is that she keeps choosing those terrible guys, so to speak. Girl, you are the Kim J. What? Not all the parasocial, but you have been that girl for the past 10 years. We're rooting for you, I guess. As a man, I'm inclined to agree with the sentiment. One person should not be able to ruin you no matter who you are. I think the idea of people needing each other always supposed to come after people being able to show for themselves. Do I, as a man, enjoy being able to enable and create foundations for a woman? Of course. Would it be awesome if I had her? So, blah, blah, blah. Not that no daddies come to me. Thank you for being vulnerable. Your hair is actually pretty. Whatever. I'm looking for my purpose now. 7 years of hell. 7 years of hell for what? 7 years I've had a reset year. 20 years old and I'm going through my first big breakup after my I love the video. It's whatever. I mean, excuse me. Pay attention, Let me purchase from the Christian perspective. I don't think you should get into a relationship unless you understand that the purpose of a relationship is to propagate Christ's will, God's will. If you get into a relationship to somehow feel something great, it's the wrong place to be. Most of the time, a relationship is inclined for sacrifice. And a lot of the modern secular world thinks that sacrifice is bad. Right? They think if you sacrifice for the sake of your family, it's a bad idea. I could go in depth into what I believe personally about how to approach marriage and things, because obviously I'm married and I got kids, but for your purpose, I actually recommend you to take time off, write down your thoughts, and go through them every single day. Have a good one.